Hey there, Leo. How's it going? Hopefully everything's going good with you and yours. Let's take a look at your energy coming into this week of March 7th. All right, we got for you the Chariot, Temperance, and the Hermit here. Look at this. This is a big time energy for sure with all this major arcana here. The Chariot is Cancer's card, Temperance is Sagittarius, and the Hermit is Virgo's. So you may have one or maybe a couple or all those signs in your chart. And if you do, that means you're coming in a really strong way, Leo, for sure. So that looks good. Let me know in the comments below if you are. That's always awesome to hear. With Chariot, the Temperance, and Hermit here, this is really this is really you sort of coming in a way of like you're really going out and going after what you want here with that Chariot, really going after trying to make things work the way you want them to. These two Sphinxes here represent outside influences, and you're trying to use them. You know, they want to pull you whichever way they want to pull you, but you're in the driver's seat saying like, no, I'm going to make you go where I want you to go. Like I want what I want in my life here. With Temperance and the Hermit here, this is all in purpose of your wishes that the Hermit has in his lantern here. The Star card, the wishes, your dreams, those things you want to come true, which is great, which the Hermit also has a very clear view on. This is what I want, and he uses that to guide himself forward. So that's great. I feel like you got a really good vision, really good idea of what you want in your life. And Temperance is saying that you're heading for the path of glory here. This little trail heading up towards the sun and the mountains here in the distance, that's called the path to glory, which means you're heading towards a ton of positivity, a ton of success, a ton of good times in your future here. And Temperance is saying that you're being flexible, you're being open-minded, experimental, you're willing to try different paths, different ideas here, as long as that gets you to where you need to go. And I love that. It's so good. Let's look at some clarifiers here, and then we're going to look at some challenges you might be facing this week as well. So let's see. We got the 10 of Cups popping out over here already. I feel like I say we're talking about your dream life here in the future with that 10 of Cups. So that looks great. Also got the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. Wow, that's you got all the speed here for sure, because the Chariot is the fastest moving card in the deck, and the second fastest moving card is the 8 of Wands. So like here you are, like have a lot of energy, a lot of speed on your side here at this time. I feel like things are moving quite quickly for you here, like, or at least you have that energy moving along quite quickly at least. So that looks really good. With the 8 of Cups, I feel like you're moving on from something, like you know that there's better out there for you. There's a 9 and a 10 of Cups, of course, which is also in your energy. So you're moving towards that with a lot of good positive energy and a lot of speed as well. So this is looking really good for you here, Leo. So let's look at some challenges you might be facing this week. See what we got going on there too. All right, we got for you, Leo. We got the Queen of Wands, the Death card, and the 6 of Wands as well. This is good here. What I like about this with the Death card and the 6 of Wands is they're both heading towards the future. Like we're progressing forward. So even though it is in your challenges, you are future focused with these two. Focused on change, focused on victories, on success here in the future, which is great. Though it may be a challenge this week. Like I say, we have a lot of speed on your sign, but time is relative, of course, you know, with tarot. So, you know, this might be a challenge for you to get that cycle to end, like for you to move forward to achieve your dreams, right? Like that might be a bit of a challenge for you this week, moving on, progressing in that regard. So just be aware of that. Not saying that you're going to achieve this stuff, like this energy, your goals overnight, but with the Death card here, it's kind of saying like it might take a little bit longer than what you're anticipating. So be aware of that. With the 6 of Wands, it's saying really you got to focus in on harmonizing yourself. So aligning your energies, not just with like your purpose, but with your mind as well, like with your actions and your intent. Like they have to line up. And if they're not, that's where you're going to get that trouble with the Death card. You're not going to be able to cycle up. You're not going to be able to change. You're not going to be able to move forward. And with the Queen of Wands here, also, just saying here with the Queen of Wands, it might be a struggle for you. Like you might not feel confident at this time here, because the Queen of Wands is quite confident, and you might feel like there's not much positivity or good going on here, but it's really challenging you to line that up, because we do have a lot of good and positivity back here. Like you definitely have a lot of reasons to be confident in yourself. It's just a matter of like feeding that rather than feeding the negative, right? Rather than feeding the bad stuff and saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't achieve this. No, you need to reinforce yourself and tell yourself you can do this, because you absolutely can, which is really beautiful. As a last little note, if I didn't make mention of it before, the death card is Scorpio's card. So you may be dealing with a Scorpio, or you may have Scorpio in your chart as well. So let's look at some challenge clarifiers here, and then we'll move into your outcome cards here, Leo. All right, let's take a look and see what we got for you here. Leo, we got this, wow, nice. The Knight of Swords and the Six of Wands again. Yeah, like that alignment is so important with that Six of Wands, because you can see here we've got both of the horsemen, or the horse people here in the Six of Wands are facing in opposite directions, right? And so is the Knight of Swords. Like they're both facing backwards, whereas the the Death card and the Six of Wands here, the first one came out, are both future focused, right? These are saying you could progress backwards quite quickly if you're not focusing on the positive, you're not focusing on the good, and you have reasons to be happy. Again, like we're talking about, your energy is just beautiful coming into this week. We've also got the Sun here in your challenges, and now normally you would think like the Sun, it's the happiest card in the deck. All this positivity, all this good coming in your life here, and you would think that's the opposite then. It's in your challenges. You'd be quite sad, but it's not the case. The Sun is just so powerful that even when it comes out in your challenges, it means you're still really, oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups here all of a sudden. But the Sun means even when it's in your challenges, it's just so powerful, it can't be denied. And there still is happiness and there's positivity. And that's what you got to focus on. You got to focus on the Sun, focus on the positive here. And you will, and make sure you're aligned with your mind and your actions, and things are going to work out for you. You don't got to worry about this negativity here. With that Knight of Swords as well here, just to touch on that too, the Knight of Swords talks about speed and moving forward very quickly. So we got a lot of speed here. He's the fastest moving knight, whereas the Chariot and the Eight of Wands are the fastest two cards in the deck, period. The Knight of Swords is just saying we can regress quickly if you fester and focus on the negative and you don't focus on the positive here. So let's look at your outcome cards before we do. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it so much. If you want to help out the channel, you can hit that like button down below. Helps out a ton. And you can also subscribe to the channel as well if you like what if you really like what I do here. That way you can find me more easily every week in your subscription feed, as well as checking your subscriptions as well on the side here, wherever along this video, whatever YouTube puts it nowadays. So let's take a look at your outcome cards. We got the Eight of Wands, we got the Devil, we got the Page of Swords as well. All right. Yeah, so with the Eight of Wands repeating here, that's great, because that's still that fast moving energy that we're talking about. You're not losing that for sure. You still got momentum on your side. You still got your passion. You still got your desires. You're still moving forward in a very positive way here. With the Page of Swords and the Devil as well, the Page of Swords is saying you kind of clear the air, and sometimes the air is just in your mind, right? Make sure you're being very careful with your thoughts. Swords represent thoughts and communication, and the Page of Swords is telling us that you need to be careful with that. Don't let the negativity cloud up the clear sky that's here, right? There's a lot to be positive about. Don't let those clouds come in and rain on your parade here. And with the Devil, this is Capricorn's card, so you may have Capricorn in your chart, might be dealing with a Capricorn this week as well. But the Devil really tells us to, enjoy yourself, but not overindulge, as well as don't let yourself be manipulated too, right? Don't manipulate yourself into being in a bad place. Don't manipulate others. Don't let others manipulate you either. So just be aware that, again, your thoughts are way more powerful than you might give them credit for, right? Because sometimes you can, talk yourself into a bad mood, just by focusing on bad things. Whereas if you focus on good stuff rather, you're gonna be talking yourself up and put yourself in a better mindset. So let's look at some clarifiers for this, and we'll tie this all off with an oracle message and see what we have in store for you. We got the Four of Cups here. Ooh, we got cards flying everywhere. We got the Four of Cups. We've also got, to go with that, we got the Temperance card again, and the Ten of Wands here, for sure. I like that. Ten of Wands represents a lot of stresses in your life, represents the weight of the world on your shoulders, feeling like you're working on something. It's just, it just feels like you're having to bear down, like it's a heavy burden on you here for sure. So I like that that's coming up here in your future, because that's saying that with tens are completions in tarot, which means that's coming to an end here in the future, right? You're not gonna have to worry about this negativity here in the center. You're gonna be in a much better positive way once you're able to drop that burden, which is great. With temperance repeating again, just be open-minded, be flexible, don't get stuck in a rut of one thought process, one action process. Open your mind, open your ideas, and you'll have that success, right? And with the Four of Cups too here, just saying, like, good things are coming in for you. Be open to that, and just be ready that, like, the future is what you should be focusing on. Like, you can see here, this person's sort of daydreaming here, and they're thinking about the future, as well as they're being handed another cup here. They only have 3 now, but they're being handed a 4th. Like, blessings will come into you if you focus on the future and focus on the good, rather than focusing on the negative and what you don't have, right? So I like this. Let's get your oracle message to tie everything off and send you home happy, I hope, here, Leo. All right, so let's take a look and see what we got for you. Oh, it's too many. It's too much. Well, give that a reshuffle and see what we got. What do we have for Leo? All right. We got the Imagine card, number 20. Let's take a look at that. All right, Imagine. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You are gifted with the power to imagine. You can dream it, you can create it. This is a time when your imagination is key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver you images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you will imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. So that's just saying, like we're talking about with that 4 Cups, daydreaming, focusing on your future, focusing on what could be, being very goal-oriented, like we talked about, your dreams here with the Hermit back here. Just saying, focus on that stuff. Don't focus on the negative and what you don't have. Focus on, like, yeah, this is where I'm going. This is what I can do. If I can imagine it, I can create it. I can bring it into this world. So hopefully that helped you out. Hopefully that resonated with you, Leo, and I'll see you next time.